next? Okay, so Alma was written and directed by Rodrigo Glad. It was produced by Cecil Holtz and Nina Rowan. The music is by a French band called Mastretta. The budget was roughly over £2,000. I couldn't find the exact amount, but you know. It was made in the Spanish Pixar studios in Spain. It was released in 2009 and its genre is an animation / fantasy / mystery. That's the poster, and it was created by Rodrigo's best friend called Natalia Montes, and the poster depicts a still from the actual short film, you know, when she's writing on the little board. Alma won 6 Festival Film Awards in the same year it was released, for Best Animation, Best Opera Prima, Best of Festival, Grand Prix, Special Mention and Jury Honourable Mention. Oh my goodness. Right. This is the plot, basically. I'm pretty sure everyone understood it, but this is a quick summary. The story is written without any spoken dialogue, just light-hearted music playing through the background. Alma, a young innocent girl, is skipping around the snow-covered streets of a small French town, oblivious to what she's about to discover. Alma finds a chalkboard with names written on it. The audience are unclear of whose names they are. At the end, obviously, we find out that they're all children's names. Alma adds her name to the wall, and she sees a doll appear across the street in a toy shop. She goes to the toy shop and to discover that the door is closed. She throws a snowball at it, getting all angry, and walks off. And the door creaks open and Alma enters. A doll on a tricycle bike tries to desperately pedal towards the door, which closes before it can escape. Now that we know the twist, it's kind of creepy because we find out that it's a little boy on a tricycle trying to escape. Alma sees that the doll has moved up to the shelves, and she climbs up to the shelves. She touches the doll's face. In an instant, the doll's eyes move, and a quick flash of images, and suddenly the lens is through the glass eye of a doll, sitting in the shelf in the shop. As the camera pans away, we see that Alma has become the doll, and is looking around the store like all the other dolls. The camera then pans out of the shop to reveal a red-headed doll appear in the window, suggesting the appearance of its next victim. Character analysis. Alma wears thick winter clothes as the weather is cold and snowy, which suggests that it's in the winter. Her colours are very vivid and girly. For example, her pink scarf and waistcoat. She has a pink nose from the cold, which makes the audience know she's younger and she's more delicate to the weather. So she looks roughly about 8 or so. In the beginning of the film, she's skipping along, kicking the snow, which once again tells the audience that she's younger. Okay, so the equilibrium is that Alma is intrigued by the doll and wants to investigate it. The disruption is that she touches the doll. And the new equilibrium is that Alma is now a doll trapped in the toy store with all the other dolls. I'm going to analyse the scene after Alma enters the toy shop, as it's the most dramatic scene. Alma walks really slowly around the shop, which adds tension immediately to the scene, because you want to know what's happening to this doll, right? She never touches the doll. When the little boy on the tricycle tries to escape the shop, personification is added, as the audience can see the desperation of the doll trying to escape the shop. The shop has really low-key lighting, with the only source of light coming from the window and the door, which adds creepiness to the film. The camera work makes sure that the audience can always see dolls inside, showing that she's surrounded by them. A bit like her coffin, the shop is her coffin. When Alma is reaching for the doll version of herself, the music becomes more high-pitched, louder and intense. The little boy on the tricycle keeps banging on the door faster and faster, adding more drama. When Alma is reaching for the doll, there is a very high-angle shot. This shows her vulnerability and how small she is compared to the doll, which is overpowering her on the shelf. The camera slowly pans away to the entire shop's dolls moving their eyes, trapped forever. The camera then stops at the shop window, which has revealed a new doll for its next victim. The camera then pans out onto the street and zooms out to show the doll alone and trapped in the shop. Alma does not speak, which makes her more vulnerable and innocent, and the viewers feel really sorry for her. I think that Rodrigo, the director and producer, chose to make the doll for all children as their lives have just begun, and it makes you feel sad that their lives have been taken away so quickly and it's only just begun. At one point the camera focuses on this really scary looking clown doll, and my interpretation is that it's like the first thing that started the curse off. Like maybe it's there watching over all the dolls because all the other dolls are really depressed and sad, and that one's just smiling really like happily. So, right. This shot shows how defenceless Alma is to danger. It shows Alma standing in the middle of a strange circle pattern which resembles a target board, with Alma being the bullseye, and she's looking at the doll, which makes her even more of a target. This shot has been once Alma has been trapped inside the doll, and it makes the audience feel trapped too because we're forced to look at what we're seeing. We can't look anywhere else. And the final scene, this is when the little girl is revealed, and the audience wonder what's going to happen next, and the audience feel worried and anxious for the little girl because we know what's going to happen to her, but she doesn't. Fun facts. Alma means soul in Spanish, which plays with the concept of her soul being taken and put into the doll. And in October, it was last year, it was announced that DreamWorks Animation is developing an animated feature film based on Alma, and Rodrigo is going to direct it. Pixar quiz. Who can name all of the current Pixar released films? Just to keep you guys on with it. There's 12 of them. Oh! No, that's a DreamWorks one. Come on, anyone?
First three, 1, 2, 3.
Yes?
Monsters Inc.
I say just one. Monsters Inc.'s one.
Nemo.
Kung Fu Panda.
Incredibles.
No. Incredibles, yeah.
Cars 2.
Cars. What about the cooking one?
Isn't
The
it?
cooking one?
Ratatouille.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it more new one?
There's the new one,
Red.
and the new one is Cars 2. I think we practically got them all, but yeah.
Yeah, Wall-E.
That's the one. And Wall-E, yeah. Wall-E's the best one. Wall-E's been the one that's not been nominated and won the most.